Maybe you know about guardianship. Maybe you have a younger child with special needs. Maybe you don't know if you need guardianship. Maybe you've heard of guardianship before. Maybe you haven't heard of it. Maybe you heard of guardianship in the capacity of an older adult that needs help, but maybe you don't know about guardianship regarding a child or a young adult with special needs. So, what really is the problem with not having guardianship? Or what is the seriousness about guardianship? So, let me talk to you about the one thing that guardianship will fix. What will guardianship fix? Guardianship, when you're a parent of a special needs child, guardianship will fix the inability to continue to operate as your child's parent. Yeah. So earlier this week, I had mentioned guardianship and I told you I would talk more about it. But when your child, your special needs child, turns 18, even though the government understands that your child has a special need, your child has a diagnosis, they're developmentally disabled, they're mentally disabled, and you've been advocating for them for however many years. Now that they are 18, they are a legal adult. And what happens is you can legally no longer operate as their legal adult, or their legal guardian, their legal parent. What does that mean? Because all this time you've been stepping in and saying, "Oh, no, 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 I'm their mom. I get to call the shots. I get to say what they can and can't do. I'll make that decision. I'll sign for them." He doesn't know any better. He has special needs. I'm going to sign for them. Once they turn 18, legally, you can't do that anymore. That's why you need guardianship. So, the legal definition, I Googled this. The legal definition of guardianship: it is a court ordered legal arrangement that gives one person authority to make decisions for a person with special needs. Okay? But you need that as a parent. I gave an example on the video earlier. I think I did it on Monday. And you need to be able to continue to make decisions for your child with special needs. Yeah, they're 18. They're still a kid. They still don't know any better. You still need to be able to walk into the doctor's office and make medical decisions on their behalf. What other kind of decisions? Look, let me tell you a quick story. During COVID, my son, who has autism, needed to go into the hospital. He needed to be admitted. Now, I don't know if you remember, but during COVID, you couldn't have visitors in the hospital. Remember? You had to be masked up. They had very strict rules during COVID because, they were, you had to keep your distance and, you know what I mean? People couldn't just go into the hospital willy nilly. And he had to be admitted. Okay? And whenever he walked into the hospital and I walked in with him, they were like, you can't come in. I said, oh, but I'm his mom. They said, it doesn't matter. I said, he has special needs. And they were like, how old is he? That's what they asked me. It depends on, if he's a minor, it's different. But because he's over 18, you can't come in here with him. And I pulled out my guardianship paperwork. And I said, he needs me with him. Once I showed the hospital my guardianship paperwork, they let me stay with him. Because what would happen? He would walk into the hospital, they would be asking him questions that he doesn't understand. You know what I mean? They would be asking him to sign stuff that he doesn't understand. He would be, tasked with making decisions that he doesn't understand for himself. He needs me there. I'm his legal guardian. Before he turned 18, it wouldn't be a problem. He's considered a minor. Once he turns 18, I pulled out my guardianship paperwork, my legal court ordered documentation, signed by a judge. and they let me in. Why else guardianship? Financial decisions, the bank, credit card companies, educational decisions. I told you before that Hassan has been a student at Georgia State University. If I call the school and I say, "Hey, I need to make sure his tuition gets paid," and they're like, "Yeah, he's the student. We're going to talk to him." Listen, I don't even know why y'all do that, because if I don't know what the cost is and the price, his tuition's not getting paid. Y'all better talk to me, or else y'all want to get paid, right? Doesn't matter. If he's over 18, they leave it up to the student. Oh, but wait, let me get you my guardianship paperwork. Yeah, housing decisions. It's a real thing. Even like if you call like um the healthcare people, it's a HIPAA. They're like, he's over 18. You need guardianship. So, what's the process? What's the guardianship process? It's really intense. You fill out an application. Listen, we hired a lawyer. You don't do you have to hire a lawyer? No. But you need help with that application. It's not like, going down to the you know, the office and just we hired a lawyer. You fill out the application. It's not as simple as just. In fact, there are parents who didn't hire a lawyer, but they had the help and the assistance of a parent advocacy group that helped. It's a process. You need a doctor's report and an official diagnosis sheet to prove that this person needs guardianship, because guardianship basically takes away their rights as an adult, right? A legal the state uh, provides the ward or the person who needs guardianship. They provide them a legal representative to do an interview and a visit to the home where the person lives, to meet the people in the house. Then there has to be written note. I'm telling you about my process. I don't know what they do in other states. This is the way it was in Georgia. There was a written notice that went to family members, my son's family members. I had to have them notify Hassan's dad and his brother, who was over age 18. They gave notice, and then they had to sign off on me being his legal guardian, and they had to have it notarized. Okay? And then there was a hearing in front of a judge. This process probably took about 8 or 10 months. Yeah. But you start the process before your child turns 18. You have to start that if they turn 18 and then you start the process, they could be 19 before you get it approved. But between their birthdays, they'll go to the doctor's office and they'll kick you out of the doctor's office. They'll be like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" You know what I mean? Or you'll say, "Yeah, they need to have a COVID shot." And the doctor will turn and ask your child and say, "Do you want a shot?" They're like, "No, shots hurt. They scare me." And you're like, "No, he needs a shot." And the doctor will say, "Mm-mm. He said that he doesn't want one." And you're like, "I'm his mom. I said." And the doctor would be like, "Mm-mm. He said he doesn't want to have a shot or a flu shot or whatever medication or whatever." The doctor has to legally listen to him as long as you don't have guardianship. You can no longer operate legally as their mother or their father or their parent, all because they turned 18. You need guardianship. Yeah. So, yeah, if you don't know about it, if you don't have it, if you need it, you need to get it. Go ahead and do some more research depending on what state you're in. Ask questions, whatever parental support group you're in. Go to my website, subscribe. We'll have more conversations about this in another capacity, TerrayWard.com. I'll drop the link in the caption. And yeah, like this video, share this video, subscribe on YouTube. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.